For our senior capstone project, we have developed the UI for NDSU's Plant Science Department's Big Data Pipeline. The Big Data Pipeline is a system designed to aid researchers in making decisions of which crops to keep or discard based on various crop properties. The existing statistical models exist on the Flask API, a Python server which communicates with our React UI. Our React UI functions as a web server that users will access from their devices. Between these three components, information in the form of crop data will be passed from the user's device to the Flask API, then back to the user in the form of prediction results. The Flask server is where all of the predictions are calculated. The model has been trained to determine which records to keep or discard, and will apply the appropriate decision label to the input records. The results of the calculation also contain visualizations generated from the batch of input data. The React UI, or our project, is a front-end user interface written in JavaScript utilizing the React library. When using the interface, a user is first required to authenticate with NDSU's central authentication service. Non-NDSU members can authenticate with an affiliate account. Next, the user uploads their crop data in the form of a spreadsheet, which is sent to the Flask API. The results are returned and displayed to the user in the form of a spreadsheet and visualization data. I'll now show a brief demonstration of how a typical user would interact with the app. First, the user will log in with their central authentication service credentials. From the home screen, the user can see quick snippets of information about how to use each component. We'll start with the import component. From here, we'll first select the Choose File option to upload a CSV. Optionally, I can specify a nickname for this file. I'll use barley data. I must specify the crop type. Now I can upload a second file. This file will be corn. Once my data has been imported, I can see the results of my prediction in the prediction component. From here, I first have to select a dataset and then run the prediction. Once I push this button, it will send my data file over to the Flask API and return the results and render them in the table below. You can see that the two columns on the far right here, predicted and action, are the results that were returned from the Flask API. From this table, I can interact with the results a bit by clicking on columns in order to sort by ascending and descending, and by holding Shift to select multiple sorts. If I scroll to the bottom, I can change the number of rows that are displayed at the same time. I can also run the prediction on my second type of data. If I don't want to manipulate the data in this table, I can also download the results as a CSV file. Next, I'll show the visualizations. Visualizations will show the data for the most recently predicted crop type. If I hover over certain parts of the visualizations, I can get additional information. And these visualizations are also downloadable. Finally, I'll show you the View Data component. From View Data, I can see all of the historically uploaded spreadsheets. Thank you for taking the time to watch our demonstration, and thank you to NDSU Plant Sciences for all of their guidance throughout this project.